Hey y'all, I gotta go pick my son up from school, but y'all, I just got off the phone with one of my homegirls who I used to work with at the freaking Board of Disabilities. And she sent me a text message and was like, girl, I got a friend girl. Ashley, she said, girl, I got a friend girl who got a work from home job and I think she done been scammed. So I hear the friend in the background like, don't tell her my business. Like, okay. So I tell her, I said, okay, well, I'm just going to tell you my story. Let me close my thing right quick. I was telling her, I'm just going to tell you my story about like what happened to me. And then, you can just kind of agree or disagree, like if this happened to you or whatever. So I asked her where did she find a job on Indeed. She was like, yes. I was like, okay, so the job, it probably was titled something like package handler or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Dang, I really prefer to see the sunlight, y'all. But for y'all, I'll leave the sun report up. But so I was like, yeah, was it like a package handler or something? So I was like, yes. So I was like, okay, so this is what they wanted you to do. I was like, they want you to receive the package or whatever. They want you to open it. They want you to take pictures of everything in the package. Then they want you to repackage it, and then they give you a sticker that you can print out from either USPS or FedEx. In my case, it was both. You would just print it out with your printer, and you could tape it on there or whatever. So she was like, yeah. So I was like, okay, so how long you been doing this for? She was like, I was supposed to get paid today. Like, basically, it's her money. And I was like, yeah, they told you that you get paid once a month. She was like, yeah. I was like, fuck. Yeah, they done got you. So she gave me the name of the company. So y'all know how I am. I'm getting ready to, while I'm in the school pickup line, I'm going to see if I can, I'm going to pull out in front of y'all. I'm so sorry. I'm going to see if I can find these people or no. Sorry, I did put out in front of him too, and I got the nerve to tell him this on that. But let me cut this off because I don't need nobody was copywriting it. But so I was like, yeah. So she was like, she got a homeboy, and a homeboy found the job on Indeed too, but it's two different companies that he working for. And basically, the homeboy already knew what was up. The homeboy knew that it was a scam. So what they was doing was they was sending she said they sent him like iPads and MacBooks and stuff like that. And so he would do basically what my brother told me to do when the situation happened to me, which was he was like, fill the box up with rocks and send, like, he was like, take the pictures or whatever, upload it into the system, and then send rocks or whatever that weigh like around the same amount. So the dude, he been doing it, and I guess one of the people done caught on to it, but it was the other one. But she done this for a whole month. So then I asked her, I'm like, I ain't state trooper, like, get it together. I asked her, how many packages did she send? Y'all, tell me why she done sent these people 19 packages. She said the last package that she sent 2 days ago was a freaking MacBook. A MacBook. She said she been sending iPhones, MacBooks, tools, and that's what they do. So I remember when I was dealing with that situation, what I did was I looked on the shipping label, because I was like, okay, when I buy something, normally my name, my phone number, and my address is on the shipping label, like as the person who bought it or whatever. So when I went through the situation, I actually got the information off of the label, and I called the person whose name was on it. So I called dude, and I'm telling him, like, I think your credit card information was stolen, because at this point I had already went to the police. Like, I'm not sure if I told this story in great detail, but when it happened to me, I got scared, because the other job that I was working, like I said, I know her from the Board of Disabilities, and that's a state job. So I didn't want to go to jail or nothing like that. So I actually went to the police. And what the police told me was like, if you send it, then that becomes a federal crime. He was like, keep it or send it back to the person, send it back to the manufacturer, wherever it came from. So I was like, okay. But y'all know my brothers is some hood niggas. So my brother was, because I was telling my brother about it, and from the jump he told me, Abby, it's a scam, but you know you don't want to listen. And like I've always worked multiple jobs, so it's just like, to me it didn't seem scammy at first. At first, but what had happened was like a fucking $600 camera, y'all. So I'm supposed to send off this camera. Let me move this out the way. And because my husband worked for FedEx, I gave him the box that morning, and I was just like, "Will you get to work, scan it in, or whatever?" So the people was calling me like, "It's not tracking, you're stealing, blah blah." So that's when I started getting nervous, because I was like, "Y'all pressing me," and it was like I had already told the supervisor, like, "Yeah, my husband worked for FedEx." Okay, so then I started getting nervous, so I called my husband. I'm like, "Don't scan that fucking package, bring that shit back with you. Like, I think that this is like a scam, or definitely it's some suspect shit going on." And of course he was like, "Damn, I couldn't catch it." Of course he was like, "Your brother told you, blah blah blah, whatever." Okay, whatever. So they pressed me about it all day, so I did what my brother said do, and I just filled it up with some shit. Dang, who knocked y'all trash can over? Somebody had to hit their trash can. And the trash ran today, so now all the trash is down the hill, and the trash don't really get till Monday. Dang, I know they about to be high. But so the girl was like, yeah, she sent 19 packages, and she was supposed to get paid today, but when she went to log in to the employee portal, it didn't work. So she said she then started calling her supervisor. Like, she called like 2 or 3 people, and one of the people did end up calling her back, but then they hung up on her. So now y'all know I'm asking, what the fuck is the name of the company? Because I want to know. Like, I want to know, so I can see what type of scammeration they got going on. Because y'all know I love to bust a good scammer, honey. I love to bust a good scammer. But she was like, yeah, she was supposed to get paid. It's not funny, I'm sorry. She said she was supposed to get paid today or whatever. Sir, I know you see me. Lord, she was supposed to get paid today, and literally she got paid car payment today, and she was so excited because, you know, she had finally found a job. And it's just like, people are really out here preying on people who are looking for work from home jobs. And I was telling her, like, it is some work from home jobs out here, but I'm sorry y'all, I'm thirsty. The first thing that you need to look out for when you out here looking for these jobs on these job sites, especially like Indeed and stuff like that, you know how they have those sponsored job postings. So when I work as a recruiter for the census, what they do is they'll allow you like a 30-day free trial or whatever to try it out, and in that free trial they also give you access to all of the resumes that are like there of people who possibly are qualified, if they like at least 25%, or you can pick the percentage of qualified candidates you want to start out with. So you can pick if you want people to only be 100%, 50%, whatever. But you get those first 30 days for free. So basically what the scammers are doing is they're getting this, dang, I'm dodging out. So don't pull out in front of me. What they're doing is they're getting the free trial for the 30 days to like post their work from home job, quote unquote work from home job. And they're able to get access to the database to get all of these people resumes. Well, what's on your resume? All your fucking personal information, right? So basically, this is how they are getting around the HIPAA laws, right? And I really wish that these job sites like ZipRecruiter and Indeed and stuff had people. Actually, I don't know if they have people or not, but I feel like if they do, that would be a good job for me to do, because I can sniff a scam out a mile away. And so they need to have people like looking at who like these companies are, and going through and vetting these companies, because the scammers are getting all of this free personal information, and normally scammers sell what they call a master list, and on the master list is your personal information, especially if you somebody who will even entertain the thought of working for them. They sell these master lists to each other, but now because they have all these job websites where they can get free promotion and free resumes, they don't even have to pay for the damn master list no more. They just set up an employer account when Indeed get access to their database, to their resume database, take all that information down, and then hit you up in a message or something like that. Like sometimes somebody will say, you'll get a message, something to the effect of, I found your resume on ZipRecruiter, Indeed, blah blah blah, and I think you would be a good fit for this. Here's the link, you can apply. So it's almost like they're seeking you out, which they technically are, so that they can damn scam you. But yeah, so just when you out here looking for these work from home jobs and stuff like that, because it is work from home jobs out here. A lot of people work from home. I do a lot of work from home. I actually go back, I have a court date on Thursday, but otherwise I work from home, or I go into the prisons, the jails, whatever, which I prefer to do that because first of all, I get paid gas mileage, and they pay you for, like, no matter how many, if you work under 4 hours, they still have to pay you. So even if I work 1 hour, I still get paid for 4 hours. So it's like, hell yeah. Let's see if it's gonna be bright and shine here, because oh yeah, I think we'll be fine. Yeah. All right, and then we'll go to the car. But yeah, so they got my girl's friend. But when it happened to me, like I said, I was really scared. And so that's why I went to the police station, because I work for the state. And I was not trying to go to jail. Like, I'm not a criminal. I am a law-abiding citizen. I pay my taxes. You know what I'm saying? I do all that good stuff. So I didn't want no smoke. And I didn't want to be hemmed up in no type of federal nothing, because that's what it's really going to end up being when the people get caught. It's a federal case because you moving stuff in between state lines. So y'all got to be really, please be careful when you out here looking for these work from home jobs. Do a Google search. Y'all know I'm the queen of the reverse Google search and the image search. I'm looking up the company, and I was even telling the girl, like, when I know, and I don't know this, I guess it probably could be against the law, I don't know if it's wrong, but when I know for sure that I'm dealing with some sort of scammer, I give them my mom information, because I don't be wanting them to, because what happens is because you think that these people are a legitimate employer, you go through all of the employment onboarding, the I-9s, filling out the forms for your taxes, giving them your account, your banking account information, so they can direct deposit. Really what you're doing is giving them access to your account so they can take all the money out your account. Be careful. You know what I'm saying? These scammers out here, they move so slick and so fast, and the laws can't even keep up with, like, what's going on, because everything moves so fast, and now everything is social media. It is some legitimate work from home jobs out here. Hold on, y'all, because I done dropped the whole doggone tag, and I need the tag to be able to get the boy. But I am actually the first person in line, so I can just sit here and chill, and then we can go and get something to eat. Oh, wait, because I had stuck some money in here, because I don't carry no purse. I'm not a purse carrier. But yeah, so you giving these people your address, your social security number, all of that. So honestly, they can steal your identity, and buy shit in your name, or get shit in your name, or what's going on over there? They must be working on the road or something. So yeah, please be careful when you're dealing with these companies. If a company seek you out, especially for, like, a work from home position, read what the job description is, and then play the scenario in your head and say to yourself, is this something that is legitimate? Is this real? Because it could be a scam. And like the young lady said, she sent 19 different packages, and she was naming off some expensive shit. So I know she could have got some good money for, not that I'm promoting that or anything, but these people are stealing, and they're never, they're stealing these people credit card information, and they buying high-end devices with it, and then they send it to you, right? Your name is on that package as the person who is receiving it. And then they get you to send the package out, and guess who the sender is? Your name is on that shit. So when it's time for the paper trail, well, the item got delivered to your house and you sent the item off. So they got to prosecute somebody, right? They don't got time to be looking for these people who done had 5-6 different company name and company changes and da 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 da. And I know this, I don't want to sound racist, right? But if I apply for a work from home job and somebody call me like from a different country with like some accent, like the first thing I say is, can I speak to somebody who is American? Like, I hope I'm not offending anybody, but if everybody who they transfer you to is talking with sorry y'all, I had an email come in just now. If everybody who you talk to is foreign and you damn near can't understand what the hell they saying, like, that definitely should be a red flag. And just remember, make sure this company is a legitimate company, because when you get hired at a job, you give them all your personal information. And even if you think about your resume has your address, your phone number, your email, your first and last name, jobs that you've done before. And a lot of times when you have security questions to get into accounts, like maybe my banking account or like my mobile banking account, and they ask stuff like, what city were you born in and what's your mother's maiden name, that is all stuff that they also include like with their job application. And that way they can, if they don't just outright have your information, they can kind of guess what your information is so that they can hack into it. But like I said, if you done gave these people all your I-9 paperwork, your new hire paperwork, which have your social security number, it has a picture of your driver's license with your driver's license number on it, your address, your previous addresses, your previous employers, like, this is all information that they can use to steal your identity and run it up in the name of you. And you do not want to be spending time in jail for some shit that you did not even do or benefit or profit from. So I really feel bad for this young lady, and I was happy that the girl who I worked with called me and told me. And then she also was saying, well, she done put like a couple of her friends on it. So I'm like, you need to get on the phone with your friends right now and tell your friends, don't send off nothing else to these people. Don't send nothing else. Either send it back, either return to the manufacturer, and that's it. But don't send them people that merchandise, because they selling it and making money off of it. And like I said, when it come back to the paper trail, it's gonna lead right back to your ass. They sent it to your house, okay, and then you sent it from your house with your name on the paperwork to somebody else. And they normally get you to send it to like P.O. Box or something. That's another red flag. There are no jobs out here that is technically a package rehandler. You know what I'm saying? Unless you work for somebody and you get some stuff in and they want you to take pictures to post on their website or something like that. But if they hitting you up, hey, Spot'em, I'm just talking about one of my friend girls who I used to work with at the Board of Disabilities. Her friend got scammed by these scammers off of fucking Indeed. And they told her she was going to be a package handler. And what they did was they used people's stolen credit cards and ordered like MacBooks and stuff and sent it to her. And they got her to send it to them to a P.O. Box. And she did it 19 times over this past month. And they were supposed to pay her today. She said that her salary was going to be a flat $2,000 a month. And I was like, you think Like, it's something, I don't know. Like I was saying, like, I'm the type of person who have multiple, work multiple jobs and stuff like that. So I understand, and especially because everybody at home with their kids, because next week we virtual. So they're out of school for Martin Luther King Day on Monday, and then we're actually virtual for the rest of the week. So a lot of people are trying to find these work from home jobs, but you definitely have to be careful on ZipRecruiter, Indeed, wherever. Like, definitely stay on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is definitely legit. I haven't seen nobody who came across any type of work from home scam job through LinkedIn, but everybody else, Craigslist, Indeed. Yes, that's what I said. I always search Yes Bottom, because I'm not sending you stolen goods. Now, I'm not gonna tell anybody to do anything with the merchandise that the people send them, other than to send it back to where it came from. But yeah, they making a killing off of people, and I feel so bad because they got her fucking bank account, her direct deposit information, so that they can pay her, quote unquote, pay her. They got her driver's license, they got her social security card, like, they got all her personal information, all her PII. So I was just like, oh my God, Jesus, girl. Oh my goodness. But her homeboy, she did say that her homeboy tried to tell her, and she didn't want to listen. So bless her heart. But yeah, so I basically gave her the rundown of how they tried to finesse me, and I'm telling her the story, and she's like, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm like, damn, bitch, they got you. I'm supposed to actually be making a whole thumbnail for a damn video. But I was like, I got to talk about this. But she sidetracked me when she called me. It was like, bitch. And you know when somebody call you with that, you have to be like, what? And she was like, girl, I think my friend girl got scammed. She right here. I want you to talk to her and tell her what to do. And I was like, girl, if they send you anything else, don't ship nothing to nobody else. Don't. Cause now she on the sucker list, and I told her, oh, she just need to be on the lookout for another work from home opportunity sliding in her messages real soon. Cause now her name is on the list, and the list is being passed around, so they're gonna try to get her to cash all the counterfeit checks and counterfeit money orders, and try to get her on another work from home job if they can, if she let them. I told her, you know what I'm saying, what to do behind the scenes. But yeah, as a law-abiding citizen, please, if you find yourself in this situation, you need to report it to the postmaster at the what you call it, the post office. You need to figure out who the postmaster is in whatever city, county, state you live in, and you need to notify them. And you need to also notify, like, if you found that job listed on Indeed, you need to notify Indeed that that job is a scam or whatever. And you also need to notify the FBI, because like I said, since they send this stuff from state to state, because they ain't never got you sending nothing in state. They got you sending shit to Arizona and California, and it's coming from like New York. So it's an interstate, stuff. So that's what makes it federal, and it's also electronic, and you dealing with electronic, like, people account numbers. So that also has to deal with the federal government. So you don't want to find yourself in a federal sweep one day. Now, yeah, just report it. Report it to all of the people in your area. You can report it to your local law enforcement. But when I reported it to my local law enforcement, they are the ones who told me to contact the postmaster and everybody else. Is my phone about to die? Like, no. Okay. I'm to see if my phone was about to die. But yeah, so just report it to all of the people in your area. I'm going to move my phone because I think it's like high there. But yeah, so just report it to all of the people in your area, and they'll be able to help you. But definitely, if you find yourself in this scam, get away from these people. And I'm sorry, but you probably need to also get some sort of credit monitoring or something like that, because they definitely going to be trying to use your personal information to open up credit cards, store cards, whatever, so they can get everything out of you. And if you gave them your bank account information, please call the bank report, report that you gave them your information, and ask them to give you a new account number, a new routing number, and also tell them to let you know if somebody tries to use that old account information to apply for anything or get anything, because if you can get documentation showing that these people try to apply for a loan or whatever, a mortgage or whatever, the more paperwork you have evidence, the better. Because if not, like I said, they sent it to you, so you are the person who received it, and you are also the person who sent it off. So all of the paperwork leads back to your ass, and they don't care that you found this job, that they, even if they believe that you had this job, they don't care about none of that. They got to prosecute somebody to the fullest extent of the law, and your name and address and phone number is on all of it. Hello. Yes. You know what? I did tell her to get credit monitoring, but Miss VS, thank you. I'm going to call her back and tell her that, because you're absolutely right. She definitely needs to do all of that. It could be done for free. Okay, yeah. I'll let her know, because she gonna have to. They got all her information. I feel so terrible for her, and she literally was like, I was supposed to pay my car payment today. And I was like, I'm so sorry, like, hopefully you get through this. But I definitely told her, let Indeed know right now, yesterday, that this happened to you, so that they can at least pull that job listing down. And I hate that they don't vet the people who come in and get the free sponsored jobs. So if you on Indeed or ZipRecruiter, and like at the top it'll be like in a different color or different font or something, and it'll be like this week's sponsored jobs. Be careful, like be real careful when you clicking on those sponsored jobs, because those accounts were made, they're trial accounts, so they get to use the Indeed service for free for 30 days, and it also gives them access to all of the resumes of the people, so they're gaining information that way too, and they're using these job finding websites to further scam people. It's terrible. It's terrible. I freaking hate it. I hate it for her. She has to go to each credit bureau website and look for a freeze credit. Okay, I'll definitely let her know that, because that's just not a good look at all. I hate that people know people are going through a hard time, and they still out here taking from people. Let me see what time it is. I gotta make this thumbnail. I gotta make this thumbnail and get myself together. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, and I just was like, dang, sis, she did send me the information. One of the companies is called Oceanic. So I'm gonna look them up, see what I can find out about them. But I told her, please she said she got a few friends who she told the job, who she told them about the job. They applied for the job, they got the job, they're actively working, but they haven't been working as long as she have been working. So at this point, they still have a chance to, you know what I'm saying, kind of stick it to the scammers really good if they want to. Cause I don't feel bad for no scammer, and y'all don't feel bad for nothing that happened to them, because they preying on people are really out here trying to make an honest living and be law-abiding citizens and pay their taxes and work a W-2 job or whatever, and they making it really hard, and it's very discouraging. Like, imagine you've been working this job. I've never worked a job where I only got paid one time a month. First of all, that would make me nervous. You know what I'm saying? That would make me real nervous. So she been working this whole month, and they basically told her that she would get paid $500 a week. So she was expecting a $2,000 paycheck today, and she did everything right. She did everything right. She was like, I went through the job interview. She was like, everything looked so real. And I was telling her, that's the catch. Like, they got to make you believe, right? So they have to at least make it look real. So I feel bad for her because she definitely did everything right, and she still is ended up on the short end of the stick. I hate it for her. But I told her definitely get in contact with Indeed, and I would report their website or whatever to the Better Business Bureau also if I was her. Like, I'm petty. I'm petty enough to do that, you know, and especially when I was like, you playing with my money, and she got kids. She had little kids in the back. Like, oh my God. I was just like, Jesus, girl. I really feel for her. She did everything right. And so then she just was basically like, I'm not gonna look for a job. And I'm like, well, you gotta, you know, you still have these babies. Yes. Oh, Miss VS, when I say I reported them to the Better Business Bureau, I remember one time when I was working for the census, and like, I got paid, but I didn't get paid. Like, the census told me I got paid, but the money didn't hit my bank account, and neither one of them could tell me what was going on. I filed complaints against my bank and the Census Bureau. One of y'all motherfuckers gonna give me my money. And within 2 or 3 days, they was like, oh, the bank actually returned it, so it was the bank fault. And so they had to resend it or whatever. But yeah, honey, I don't play about nothing like that. Like, I went and got my tires changed. Y'all, I will never go to Discount Tire again. My husband made the appointment for me, and I'm telling him the whole time, like, we got a Sam's Club. We got a Sam's Club card. Why do I need to go here? But he was like, oh, it's cheaper. Like they're Pirelli, like, they have a deal. They had a deal or something where if you bought a set of Pirellis, then you got a $250 gift card. And so y'all know he's like the right version of extreme cheapskate. So I'm like, fine. Take my car to Discount Tire, let them put the tires on or whatever. Get in my car. I'm going down the road. I probably get like 2-3 miles down the road. And like, my tire sensor, well, first my whole dashboard lights up red. So I ain't never seen that happen before in my car. So I'm nervous, and then it's telling me that the tire wasn't registering. Like, it was saying that I had 0 tire pressure on the front driver's side of my tire, right? So I turn around and I go back. They actually broke the sensor on my car that like goes in the tire. And so I don't know how much the sensor costs or whatever, but they didn't have, they had like an off brand. And I'm like, no, you're gonna get a Mercedes-Benz fucking part, because this is the type of car I got. So you're not getting ready to put no janky stuff. So I was like, y'all order the part, call me when y'all ready, and you know, I'll bring it back or whatever. But for the time being, my car just kept like like, it basically had a red, it was blinking red the whole time. So then I just stopped driving it and I switched back to the other car. 2 weeks go by. I'm calling them, and they like, we'll call you to set up an appointment. We'll call you to set up an appointment. So what I do, hop on the Better Business Bureau website, and you know what I'm saying, I show them the proof that I paid for the tires or whatever. And I'm like, they broke my sensor. And, you know, my husband was like, I'm not paying that. They broke it. And I'm telling him, it's your fault. Because normally I get the tires from Sam's, and I just pull up, and I already ordered them online, and I get them shipped to the store, and then I'll pull up, give them my car. I'll go in and I'll shop. And then, you know, they'll call your name over the speaker, or they'll call your cell phone and let you know when it's ready. So I kind of like do 2 things at one time. But because he an extreme cheapskate, he just had to get a discount. But after I reported them to the Better Business Bureau, 3 days later, honey, they had a part, and they was able to put it back on. So I don't, if I feel like you wronged me, like when I pulled up, my tire sensor was fine. So it is no reason why my tire sensor should be messed up. And I live so far away from the actual dealership. Like, I live like 60 miles away from the dealership. So I just can't pull up to the dealership all willy-nilly and make it back home. Like, that's like an hour and 20-minute drive for me, depending on what traffic is. And so yeah, I can't be spending my whole morning in 4 towns over. No, when you mess my car up. So if you do something to me, or I get a product from you and it ain't going the way that it need to be going, and you done told me one thing and I done gave you a chance, and you ain't done held up your end of the bargain, I will, honey, I will hop on the Better Business Bureau website so quick. The same thing happened to my cousin. She had got some tires from the rent and roll place, right? So she had been paying on the tires, and then she got a different car. So she switched her tires in for, I think she went from a car to a truck. So she switched those rims in that she took off of her Altima to put onto her F-150. So I guess she had to refinance or whatever. So they were supposed to take a deduction or whatever, but they never did. So when she thought she was done paying the tires off, they was like, no, you still owe this. And she was trying to figure out, like, how do I owe this, da da da. And then I was like, give me all the paperwork, let's go back. And they didn't get, like, for the thing, that's what they value the rims at, $300. Mind you, she only had those rims like 4 or 5 months, and they was charging her like $1,700 for the rims. And all the credit they was willing to give her on those rims was $300, and they didn't even honor the credit. So I was like, we reporting them to the Better Business Bureau because they didn't honor the credit. We had all the paperwork, boom, boom, boom. Honey, the next day, they called. It was like, everything is good. Your account has been settled. You don't owe anything. So I'm like, tell them to send that to you in an email. Send it to you in writing. Send that bitch in a fax. I don't care how they get that written documentation to you. Send it in a text message. But you need to make sure that you have some documentation in writing, because they will take you to small claims court and get a judgment against you. And then if they're smart, which they are, this is what they normally do. They'll take you to court, and normally you don't moved or you don't ignore them or whatever, they'll get a default judgment against you, and then they'll put a mechanics lien on your car. So if you decide you want to get another car, and you try to go sell the car, they're not going to let you sell the car because there's a mechanics lien on it. You're going to have to pay that mechanics lien before you can sign the title over to anybody else. So that's how they get you in, with the rent-a-roll and stuff like that. So just be careful. I just, whatever come on the car, that's what I'm rolling with. Like, I'm not really sure. I don't understand rims. I'm on the inside. I don't never be on the outside watching my car go by. So I don't need rims. Give me whatever the factory put on it. If the factory put rims on it, that's nice. But I'm not paying $2,000-$3,000 for some rims, because I already be having to pay for these high ass tires. But yeah, so if you having a discrepancy or something like that, the Better Business Bureau can be your friend, because don't nobody want them bad marks on their business and stuff like that. Like, it's all fun and games when you leave a message on Facebook, or, well, no, because even the reviews on Yelp, like, people take the reviews seriously too. But the Better Business Bureau is a whole nother different ball game. You don't want to have no type of complaints or nothing. And if you think that something is scammy or scam-ish, go to the Better Business Bureau and look it up. You can type in the name of the company or whatever and see if it's been any complaints. Even with like phone numbers and email accounts, you can reverse search that stuff to see if it's ever been linked to any type of scam or anything. Dang, y'all, I dropped my whole top. I dropped my whole doggone top to my doggone water. But yeah, so the Better Business Bureau is definitely good. If you having issues or whatever, they will get them solved. Oh, and another thing is, like, your senator's office. When the pandemic happened, I worked two different jobs. So I was working with the census, and then I was also doing the DNA collections for a family court so that I could keep my LPN license up to date. So I applied, but like, the backlog was so, I guess, hey Josephine, I guess the backlog was so backed up from like people applying. The Department of Labor, absolutely, Miss VS, don't forget about the Department of Labor. But I had let a good it was a good 3 months go by, right? A good 3 months go by. So they shut down. Of course, you know, we couldn't do the census. We started doing the census over the phone. So I was able to do work over the phone, but I was working like 60 hours a week before the pandemic went into full effect. And then after that, I would only work 20 hours a week because I had to homeschool. And y'all, when I say I struggled, like when the pandemic first happened with my son, I struggled because it wasn't the teachers were not like very responsive. And now that I'm looking back on it, like, they ain't know what to do. Like, I can't even be mad because you got all these kids, you know, and you used to doing it from school. Now you at home, maybe your internet down. I remember it used to crash, like all of them couldn't sign in at the same time. The internet would go out, or the whole system would just crash because it would be so many people trying to sign in and log in at one time. So like when the schools and stuff first shut down, like it was hard. It got to the point where they just sent us like digital stuff to print off, and then it was like they already had these apps on their computers that they did schoolwork in anyway, so they just done it more. And then they would teach, like, I would have to get up, and at 8, from 8 to 9, they would be virtual, like in something called WebEx. I don't know what your school district used, but that's what my school district used. So that's how they would do a roll. So from 8 to 9, they would be on the video chat with the teacher. She would go over a lesson, they would read a book or whatever, and then they would chit chat. And then after that, you just had to make sure that they logged in and did their schoolwork for the day. And then it was also printables that you could do, whatever. So I wasn't able to work my normal. I used to work like 7 to 6, 7 in the morning till 6. My husband would take him to school, and then my mother-in-law would pick him up from school. So I didn't have to worry about childcare and nothing like that. So I'm just ready to. So then I started only working 20 hours, and I was looking at my checks, and I never, y'all, when I say I was offended getting them checks, I was thoroughly offended getting them 20-hour checks. And I wasn't getting no check at all for my DNA collections job because the courthouse and stuff had shut down. So, and it was before that we got approved to do mobile collections, because at the time ain't nobody know how to deal with it. So boom, now I'm down to working 20 hours a week or whatever. And it's been 3 months since I applied for unemployment. So after being on the phone with them and stuff like that, and them just frustrating me, like, I got on the computer and I started looking like, what can I do to make them speed up, because there's nothing going on. So I seen where it was like, contact your senator or your or your state representative. So I was like, boom. And what I already know who the senator is around here, like for this area, is Senator Lindsey Graham, because he's from Central and he comes every year to the Railroad Festival and all that shit. So I already knew that Lindsey Graham was like our little guy for the area that I live in. So I looked up the information for his office, and they had an office literally 10 minutes away from my house. So it had a place on the website where you can type in like what your complaint was. So I just basically typed out what was going on. Like, look, I applied. They said, you know, the wait would be 3 to 6 weeks. It's now been 12 weeks. Whatever. I kid you not, the very next day, somebody from the fucking senator's office called me and was like, okay, we're gonna escalate this or whatever. The day after that, I got a call from the unemployment office, and they was like, okay, we're going to go through it, do your determination. Y'all, the next morning I woke up and I had like $10,000 in my fucking bank account. Like, that's how long it took for them to give me unemployment, that they had built up so much. I think it was 14 weeks. And you know, then they were giving the boost. And even with the boost, I still went and like, I was happy to see that much money in my account. But when it was time to start actually like paying bills and stuff like that shit was gone. And I can even remember being on the phone with the guy who I was on the phone with from the unemployment office. He was like, yeah, I just got my unemployment check. I was like, wait a minute, you got an unemployment check? He was like, yeah, cause shit, we was out of work too. And so I found out that basically the actual unemployment office people who do all the processing, they was out of work for a whole month in our state. So nobody unemployment was being processed at all. It was just people signing up, people signing up, people signing up. So they had a backlog. So they actually allowed for them to work from home or whatever. And I guess they had to send out equipment. But he was like, yeah, I had a good grip of money too, but then I had to pay my bills. But yeah, after I broke it down, I still made about $400 more a week than what I was getting at unemployment. So for people who like to say that people was living off of unemployment, like even with the boost, I still wasn't making what I was making at my job. So I was highly upset. A bitch was, I couldn't wait to go back to work, honey. When it was like, yeah, we about to go oh, we gonna resume the census, honey. In the mornings, I would do the census. I call her back. She must not be watching, because if she was watching, she would know I was gonna lie. But yeah, I would do the phone calls in the morning. So from like 7 until 1, I would do the census over the phone. So I may have actually called and spoke to y'all before it conducted your 2020 census and you didn't even know it. And then after that, when I would pick my son up from school and my husband would get off of work, you couldn't work past 9. So he normally would get off at like 3 o'clock. So I would work from 4 to 9, and that's when I would like go door. I would do the actual physical door to door, knock on the door, and physically ask you. So I was happy as heck to get back to work. Yeah, I ain't like sitting at home. That and then I had to learn how to be the teacher too. I was I was not for that. All right, y'all. The teacher. Thank you guys for watching, but I gotta go because the kids are starting to foul out into the area, and I don't need to be driving and momming and talking to y'all at the same time, because every day when my son get in the car, he got a story. So I have to be paying attention, because you know you be catching the kids, you be trying to tell me the stories. I don't be going for it. Thank you guys for watching. Miss VS, Spottum, Josephine, Rat-a-tat-tat-tat. Who else? Let me look right quick, because my phone gonna die soon too. Yeah, that's everybody. Spottum, Miss VS, Josephine. I ain't even gonna block you because I'm getting ready to get off. People in the clouds. I gotta get off of here, so I will call my sister back. Then I'm gonna make my thumbnail for this review, and I'll upload it at some point at some time today. So y'all have a good day. Stay dangerous.